Alright, it is Saturday, September 8, 2018 at 3:43 p.m. Let's take a look at some headlines. Alright, Tropical Storm Florence prompts North and South Carolina to declare states of emergency as it approaches the East Coast. The governor of South Carolina has followed North Carolina in declaring a state of emergency as Tropical Storm Florence becomes a better organized weather system that's expected to strengthen to a hurricane on Saturday. The approaching storm prompted North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper to declare a state of emergency on Friday, a step that makes resources available for addressing the storm's effects. The storm was expected to bring heavy rain, dangerous surf, and rip currents to North Carolina, where Cooper called on residents, specifically farmers, to make preparations. Florence is forecasted to be a dangerous major hurricane near the southeastern U.S. coast by late next week, and the risk of direct impact continues to increase. However, given the uncertainty in track and intensity forecast at those time ranges, it's too soon to determine the exact timing, location, and magnitude of those impacts. To interests along the U.S. East Coast, particularly from North Florida to North Carolina, should closely monitor the progress of Florence, ensure that they have a hurricane plan in place, and follow any advice given by local officials. Large swells are affecting Bermuda and will begin to affect portions of the U.S. East Coast this weekend, resulting in life-threatening surf and rip currents. While it's still too early to know the storm's path, we know we have to be prepared, Cooper said in a news release. During harvest time, this is of the essence. Action today can avoid losses due to Florence. Cooper signed a transportation waiver that would allow farmers to harvest and transport their crops more quickly. Governor Cooper declared state of emergency ahead of tropical storm. It's still too early to know the storm's path, but we know we have to be prepared for Florence, which once was a Category 4 hurricane, and it's getting stronger again. On Saturday, South Carolina Governor Henry McAllister followed suit. This is not an evacuation. It is way too early for that, McMaster said. We know that it's coming, and we know that we need to take precautions. McMaster called Florence a very unpredictable hurricane, saying that the state would start preparing. We are preparing for the worst and, of course, hoping for the best. Being prepared is always the best strategy, he said. Tropical Storm Florence is expected to strengthen to a hurricane tonight. Here is the NHC 5-day forecast details. Alright, it is at 65 miles per hour, movement west at 7 miles per hour. You see here is getting closer to the East Coast, and we need to be prepared. In an 11 a.m. ETZ Saturday update, National Hurricane Center placed the storm southeast of Bermuda with maximum sustained winds of 65 miles per hour. It was moving west at 7 miles per hour. The NHC said the center of Florence will move between Bermuda and the Bahamas on Tuesday and Wednesday before approaching the southeastern U.S. coast on Thursday. The NHC said Florence was expected to become a major hurricane by Tuesday. Swells generated by Florence could cause dangerous rip currents and coastal flooding Saturday in areas including the coastal Delaware and New Jersey, the National Weather Service said. Meanwhile, a new tropical storm, Helene, has formed in the eastern Atlantic off the western coast of Africa. National Hurricane Center in Miami said Saturday morning that Helene was located 270 miles east of the southernmost Cabo Verde Islands. The storm's maximum sustained winds are 45 miles per hour, and it was moving west at 13 miles per hour. Since we are near the peak of hurricane season, this is a good time for everyone who lives in a hurricane-prone area to ensure that they have their hurricane plan in place, hurricane specialist David Zielinski wrote in a forecast advisory. That's what I've been saying. It is time to get ready for hurricane season. Please have all the things you need. Get food, get batteries, get water, get candles. Make sure you have a plan for your pets and your loved ones, because hurricane season is here. Alright, next on to the next story. Cardi B attacks Nicki Minaj, hurls a shoe, calls her a pussy on video. Alright, Cardi B has declared full-on war, sending a message to Nicki. I've let a lot of S slide. I'll let your sneaks diss me. I'll let you sneak this me, I'll let you lie at me, but when you mention my child, you choose to like comments about me as a mother, make comments about my abilities to take care of my daughter. It is when all bets are effing off. Cardi goes on, I've worked hard and come too far to let anybody F with my success. Bitches talking about that S is the raps, but in real life you are a pussy. So, people contacted Cardi B to tell us when Cardi approached the table, she was not looking for a fight. They say she wanted to address the lies that Nicky was spreading. They believe security had a plan if Cardi came anywhere near, and one of them elbowed her in the face. Check out the lump on her face right here. They said at this point it was on. Cardi B showed off her shoes Friday night at a New York Fashion Week party by throwing one of them at Nicki Minaj, TMZ has learned. Cardi and Nicki both showed up at the Harpies Bazaar's bash. Nicki was with her crew at a table and Cardi aggressively approached the table. This according to an eyewitness. We're told Cardi said, "Let me tell you something," as she lunged towards Nicki, but security stopped her inches from contact. But Cardi wasn't done. She pulled off her shoe and threw it at her enemy, missing her target. And this appears to be the shoe. As for Nicki, we're told cool as a cucumber, she didn't even flinch. Cardi was escorted out by security and she left the building with one shoe on her foot. Now that's fashion. Wow, that's crazy. So, this is what happens while I'm gone. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj end up fighting. That's just craziness. Alright, next, Aeolus space laser starts chasing the wind. The British-built Aeolus satellite has begun firing its laser down on Earth to map the planet's winds. It is a big moment for the European Space Agency mission, the technology for which took 16 years to develop. Launched 2 weeks ago from the Kourou spaceport in French Guiana, Aeolus is now undergoing 3 months of testing. Once it is complete, scientists will start assessing the satellite's wind data for inclusions in weather models. Its maps are expected to bring significant improvements in the accuracy of medium-range forecasts, those that look a few days ahead. It's a euphoric feeling and a proud moment to reach this milestone, after overcoming the first technical challenge to build, launch, and operate this complex wind LiDAR. And Dr. Mark Drinkwater, who heads ESA's Earth and Mission Science Division. Now, what are arguably some of Earth's most patient scientists and weather services eagerly wait to take over the baton. The next challenge is to use Aeolus' data to fulfill its scientific promise, he told BBC News. So this is a wind satellite that apparently is using space lasers to measure wind telemetry and all of the information and data that it can gather. That's pretty cool. Alright guys, that's it for the news that I found interesting today. Hope you guys liked the video. Please don't get in fights with shoes out there. And please be prepared for hurricane season. It is a serious matter when lives could be lost. And, you know, it's important to try and save lives. So please be prepared for hurricane season. Be ready. Have your pets ready. Alright. See you guys later, guys. God bless.